Hey everyone, sorry for the delayed video here. What you're going to be looking at and what I'm going to be talking about are updates and things that have changed with my plan, and also things that I've kind of set up as a way of looking at possibilities for the near future from like a couple days after the last video that I uploaded, which was how many weeks ago? Yeah, I'm working as much as I can, as frequently as I can, as consistently as I can, 7 days a week, and I just haven't been able to put the time into this. But here's where I'm at. Here's the biggest things that have happened since the last upload that I made on this channel. Still working on mostly this side of the layout and what to do with it. I had just a little bit of that bad thinking left over that I was still stuck on, unfortunately. I finally caught myself on that. The bad thinking of how can I be as efficient as possible with this space? How can I put the most things into this? And I finally pushed that away. And this right here, this idea of having a whole side that's nothing but just hill greenery, like imagine a whole hillside here that just goes all the way along, and it might actually go around this corner here as well. It's actually very likely that will continue around the corner. What will happen over there, I'll talk about it in a minute. But having this just be a nice long run of railroad alongside green rolling hills. And that's it. So serene, so peaceful, just a place where I can just kind of park as a human being and just sit here, or I can bring you here and we can just watch the train go by. You know, something that is not busy, that's just there. It's something that you see in model railroads all the time, and I want to have something that's inspired by model railroads, so why not? I had been previously thinking about, okay, how can I set this up nicely? Because what I've got on the other side is still working. The more I think about it, the more I'm happy with it. The idea of having this little bit of buffer zone here on the side. The train track, the main train track that goes by, can be either up close to the road or it can be farther away. Doesn't matter that much, you know, where I want to set that really doesn't matter. But then after that, having the street, and then you see the fronts of buildings, and you have basically one street worth of view, and we're right here, right? We're right on top of this thing, especially once I get the tables raised up. This is just space where I can be right on top of the minifigures, seeing what they're doing. I can see details inside of the buildings as well. Over here, the mall plaza idea is definitely back and feeling pretty right. I did a little bit of messing around with that in the digital stuff, digital planning software. So that works. Like this as a template for the side of a table works for me finally. And I was looking at how I could make that happen over there as well. But ultimately, it just wasn't working. It was going to be a little bit too cramped. And also just a little bit, I don't know, maybe too programmatic, as if it's just not natural. But there's nothing more natural than having a natural space. So over here, I think that's what I'm going to do. The more I think about it, the more I'm comfortable with it, and I'm liking the idea of how this will look in the future. Have like rolling green hills all the way back here, which for the other side, when you're looking at it from the other side, will be kind of backdrop to all of that. And just let that go all the way down. Let that go all the way down. All those spots where I've got the green base plates right now, basically, and farther ends, it'll go all the way back to here. That's what I'm looking at. The other side, all this over here still works for me. My plan for all this, I'm happy with. Nothing is bugging me about any of this over here. I'm very, very satisfied with that. I did have to go back and forth a number of times with the plans for, or the thoughts about, passenger train station. And I'm still not settled on that. I've gone back and forth a number of times. I don't know if I want it anymore. Because this side over here is not going to have passenger train station anymore. It's not going to have one at all. There's no space for it. There's no good, comfortable space for it. It needs a lot of length. At one time, when I was thinking of having the double-sided, doing that template again over here, then the passenger train station would still be in this space around here. And that's actually why I put the passing track there was to have a space for that to park, and then, you know, other trains could still go by while the passenger train was doing long distance service and stopping at the station there. But with that gone, because that really just doesn't work in my plan anymore, is it valuable to me to have one passenger station? Kind of. I mean, I kind of like that one. I like the other one better, but the other one, the old one, it doesn't have much value to me in its design with the elevated rail removed. That one was designed really nicely with the connector between the above and the below. This one's just flat, and it's fine. It's got a perfectly nice platform. Like it kind of captures a certain time. It's intended to feel kind of 70s-ish. And I think it's successful, but I don't know if I need that anymore. I don't know what else to do back in this corner in particular that would be better. And having it in this corner does allow me to do one thing that I would want and have always wanted. If I'm going to have a passenger station, I want to have the passenger trains parking, you know, the storage yard and everything for extra passenger train rolling stock to butt up right against it, to come right up next to it. It's just inspired a little bit from the end of the Caltrans line in San Francisco. I don't know, I just like the idea. This layout idea allows for that. Everything isn't quite right over there, but ultimately things can be connected together, and it can work. I don't know if I would have a maintenance yard there though. That's one thing that is still kind of up in the air. Would I have a maintenance, not necessarily a yard, but just a 2-bay maintenance shed, you know, or workshop for the passenger trains, and maybe something, some space where they would do regular cleanup, like have a train cleaning little sideline or something, you know, a little wash. I just don't know. So that is still to be determined. At least it will work. It is possible. Geometrically, it works with the standard Lego track and everything. This area in here, I have no worries about because I've got ideas for things that could work comfortably here. Over on this side, I'm still pretty comfortable with the idea of covering this up. So this track here would also go into, basically extend this terrain here, extend it out. So this would all be underground. You know, there would be another tunnel entrance right here, and then that all connects on the other side as well, which I just don't have the track in there right now. I had a lot of trouble. I covered this a lot when I was on my Patreon streams doing the digital planning work. I had a lot of trouble figuring out where to put the hospital, also the police station, because I kind of want to keep those if I can. I don't need to though. No sacred cows other than this right here. That's got to stay. Was there anything else that I absolutely needed to keep? The gas station makes me happy, so that's staying. Otherwise, you know, on this side of the tables, there wasn't a whole lot else that I felt I needed in my life in this space. Other side of the tables, yeah, there's plenty. Over here, like all the train stuff, right? Train stuff's gotta stay, obviously. But on the downtown side, not so much. But if I can keep stuff that I've put a ton of time into, that's a big win. So if I can keep the hospital and be comfortable with it, happy with it, I would like to. But I'm not exactly sure. This is about the best I could come up with. I did not want to put the hospital and the police station next to each other. They're both white and blue, basically, right? There's a little bit of red there, but blue with the windows, white and blue. It's too much of this. It's too much of the same. Also, it's a very large percentage of the downtown area to dedicate to emergency services. But, you know, that kind of ties in. The reason I did that is because of Lego City and, you know, and town and system and everything. It's something that Lego does and has done since before minifigs even. So I'm not too worried about that, but I still haven't figured out exactly. At least having these two buildings together is good because they fit together architecturally. They make sense. I'll finally put something in over here. I think I have a good idea for what to do with that, since this is a two-sided building and I'm taking out access from the other side because it's going to be hills back there. This must stay, like I said, just because I like it too much. It just represents too much of what I like from Lego and Lego City and minifigure related stuff. The rest of this over here I think is going to work out. And then this will be hillside here. And the question is, will the train track, this main line, go through another tunnel here? So will the train disappear as it passes this area or not? Or will this stay open? Same thing for the other side. Same question for the other side. Will it go through a tunnel or not? I'm thinking, well, I had been thinking most recently, leave this open, let the trains come around either direction, and then disappear into a tunnel that starts fairly early here. So it just creates a little bit more of a, I think, a more believable separation, virtual separation, something you can imagine, between the downtown space and the residential area, which is going to be out here. This is approximately where the street will be here, and then it'll just be houses. Train goes behind it. Yes, sound, I'm not worried about it. This is gone. Street comes through here. It's going to do a little S. Most recently, so I was looking at a little S at the end, just to have the curves because I like the curves. And yeah, just a handful of houses, and that's it. Hopefully some of the house designs that I've already done, that I've shown previously in Bricklink Studio, will be able to survive, and then the train comes by. And yeah, the big question remains, does the train go through a tunnel here first? Does it emerge from a tunnel, or does it enter into a tunnel before going back out to this? It's still a possibility. Do I need that passing line? Not anymore. Passing lane. Will I keep it? Possibly. It might make some sense. At the very least, just having the space, the parking space is a possibility. But that's where I'm at. Latest thoughts. Sorry if the audio was not the best in this one. I was trying something different, something that is a lot easier for me to do and to use, because I want to be able to just pick up equipment and come in here and give you updates more frequently, and going on into the future as updates are available, of course. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.